sometimes feels like at Nintendo that like there's no internal conversations going on. It's like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
Quintin here. I'm fine, Dave.
This is Ethan. Nah, I'm gonna go. Don't worry, Demon's here. This is time. Let's rock and roll!
Welcome to the Power Up Brothers podcast, where we discuss video games, where we're brothers, where
you're talking like you've never been here before.
we do activities.
Do we? And it's not just two brothers. We have other brothers.
Oh my god!
Wow, look at
Yeah.
them.
I refuse to
What's
talk.
happening?
I doesn't identify
What a normal
as,
podcast.
as one of
Yeah.
our brothers.
Oh.
Guys, welcome back to the pod.
Yep.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good?
Yeah, terrible.
You know.
I'm alive.
We're alive.
I've been very
Alive.
happy with video games lately.
Really?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
This is so
wow,
different.
wait a minute.
I've
That's
been
crazy.
playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, that's
That
why.
makes a lot
That's
of
why.
sense.
And I'm loving it. It's like it reminds me that Animal Crossing was good once, and they didn't have to create tools that broke. You know.
They didn't have to create weapons
New-
of mass
Yeah.
destruction.
Well, you know-
Quintin played a very
Well,
different.
you know,
They
there's
didn't have
that-
to create
Different
weapons, and they
horizons.
still haven't.
They
Well,
still
there's
haven't.
that game.
I have an
They
idea
didn't have to.
where in Animal Crossing you can build an intercontinental ballistic missile and blow up other people's Animal Crossing worlds
Oh.
if they offend
You know
That's
what's
pretty good.
amazing? You know what's amazing? I'm the only true gamer here because
Oh
what
my
you all
God.
don't understand is that there literally is an Animal Crossing game called Vinter, right? I think that has.
Wow, you're such a good gamer. You
That
know
has-
exactly what it is.
And it looks exactly like Animal Crossing, but it
Okay.
is a game where you have guns and
Oh.
you create these areas
Well, you're
that
all
can
posers.
be like attacked. So-
The real Animal Crossing game where you can, in fact, use intercontinental ballistic missiles is Metal Gear Solid 5.
That is
Yes,
correct.
The true one.
I bel-
True run.
I
You're a diamond
actually-
dog in it. I mean,
Exactly.
you-
That's true. You
I'm
are a
actually
diamond
pretty
dog.
sure mine was in reference to Animal Crossing on the Wii. What was that one called?
City Folk.
City
City
Folk.
Folk. So like
The
one
save
of the earliest
bombs?
thing was there was a save
Yeah.
bomb you
Mhm.
could drop on
Yeah.
another player's island and it would
yeah.
wipe their island out. And
Wow.
I thought of that as my atom bomb.
That was your that was your atom bomb.
Yeah.
You never did it to anyone.
No, it's deterrent.
it's a
Kept everyone in line.
Can you imagine if the next Animal Crossing game, they always have those little items where when you touch them, they
Yeah.
like do something.
Yeah.
And there's like an A bomb,
Yeah.
right? And it like goes up in the air and then lands on an island, right? That would be interesting.
Random
That's
person's
great.
save
Blows
just gets
right up.
Harrison,
erased.
what how you doing over there?
Hang on. There we go. Finally. Thank you.
Continue. It's
What?
working now, you moron.
Harrison's
Yeah,
doing good
you were
over there.
saying-
That's what we were trying to find
we're
out.
so glad that Harrison's over there and his camera works.
I thought
even
all of
though-
that was going to get edited out.
It is. All of it. What are you even talking about? I don't even know what you mean.
Okay.
What is
guys,
editing?
We're all
guys,
back.
before we hop in, check up on our good old pals. I want to ask you guys about something that's been on my
Lay
mind.
it on me. Lay it on me. I'm
Th-
ready.
Today,
Yeah. Today.
we had a Treehouse Live, which I love those. They're always fun.
We did.
Yeah, we had a Treehouse Live.
Okay, sure.
The standout for me, because most of it was like Pokemon stuff, and who cares about Pokemon? You do, fans. Thanks for being here. Is Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Welcome to Bella Bella Park or something. It looks incredible. Mario Wonder's incredible. I'm sad that you guys haven't played it, but I'm not going to be sad because we're going to play it here on the YouTube
I
channel.
have played
I have
Mario.
played Mario.
I'm sad that
What are
you guys don't
talking
even
about?
know what a Mario Wonder is. You wonder what it is.
I mean,
I don't even know
I
what
didn't
Mario
watch
is.
the Treehouse, but I know that I think they confirmed that Dinga Donger Diggler
Yep.
is going to get a sequel.
You
They
were
did.
real close. They confirmed Dinkum was.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
they
care
did.
about that. Dinga Donga Diggler is
Yeah,
a much
pretty
more
close.
significant game, and I hear that the sequel is going to be called Dong Diggler Diggy, right? And that's a subtitle. So that's a really,
Great.
it's like a mouthful, right? And I don't even know what the game is like.
So are you finally going to be able to play Mario Wonder online, Devin? Did they confirm that?
I don't know.
They talk about that?
Maybe they did. But instead of
Very
just going
unhappy.
over it, I'm curious what you guys think. I feel like it is a perfect example of what a Nintendo Switch 2 edition is, but I mainly just want to know what you guys think of the Switch 2 edition.
Let me get this straight. He's asking us what we think of something that we did not watch. And
No,
do not know
Switch 2 versions
about.
of like in
Of
general.
what?
Yeah.
Of anything.
In
Like
general.
it
Oh,
seems
I
like
hate them.
it seems like Nintendo's doing this to like maybe give their developers more time to make Switch 2 games.
Okay, well, I'm going to say
Probably.
I hope that
Had
the
it out.
folks at Nintendo are prosecuted for this decision because they should. I mean, when someone says, like, hey, by the way, now you paid for this game 7 years ago, right? You're going to,
3.
not only are you going to, probably, have lost your tiny little cartridge and you're going to buy another one, but also, unless you either have our online service for some of them, right?
Right.
Or you pay more money,
Mm-hmm.
can you play it in a higher resolution?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Let
What
me
do
tell you something.
yeah.
The Nintendo Switch 2 version of Animal Crossing New
Yeah.
Horizons, literally, I don't know who came up with this idea of like you're going to have better texture smoothing if you pay us money. But whoever came up with that.
It's just what's funny was
Criminals.
all that new content they added to Animal Crossing New Horizons was free. Like the cap-in, the Switch 2 upgrade is just 4K and more players and more players.
There's a lot of
ridiculous.
I don't understand what determines when a Switch 2 game gets a free 4K upgrade because Legend of Zelda
and
ARMS, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom got a free upgrade.
Yep.
And Mario Odyssey, I think.
Mario Odyssey,
got
4K.
a free upgrade. And then I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like it. Free upgrades. I'm a big fan. But then, like the recent Xenoblade Chronicles X got an upgrade, and it's $5, and that's not egregious. But why is it $5? And Mario was free, and Zelda was free. Why was Animal Crossing's? Was it also $5?
It was 10. Yeah,
it was 10. Why is Animal Crossing's 10? Why, I don't understand this pricing scheme at all.
I think, and I'd have no evidence for this, but I think it's when the game has been ported to run natively on Switch 2, you have to pay money, and when they have just optimized it for Switch 2, it's free. That's my guess.
Maybe. I think it's when the game is popular, it costs money, and when it's less popular, it doesn't.
But I only say that because Mario Odyssey was like a 2-second update, and then it was Switch 2.
It was a very popular game.
But no, I mean, as in when you download the update, it takes 2 seconds. But like Animal Crossing downloads like a fairly big file.
Xenoblades was pretty massive.
But the major like actual download as it concerns Animal Crossing is going to be with the stuff that's in both of those updates.
Well, no, I mean as in like it's almost like it downloaded a new Animal Crossing to my Switch because it's not the original Switch game at all. It's like the Switch game has been ported to Switch 2. Because remember, Switch 2 and Switch are not the same hardware. Switch 2 has to kind of emulate
okay,
Switch 1.
But you're saying that when you play it on Switch 2 and it downloads this whole thing, right?
I'm saying the paid ones.
But then you still have to pay.
No, I'm saying the paid ones are native ports. They are actually natively running. The free ones are just
and they couldn't just
Switch
give
1
people that
games.
for free?
They could. We could be doing all of this for free.
You know what's really funny? So there were games I played on my computer when I had one graphics card and it wasn't as good. And then I got a new graphics card and I played those same games and they actually looked better, right?
Right.
And the games did not charge me.
I mean, you're talking
for
about
the more expensive hardware.
Objective superiority of PC gaming, which we can get into another day.
Yeah,
but
might get into later.
My thought of on Switch 2 upgrades is that like I'm okay with paying a little bit for an upgrade if it's well done, if it's quality, if you're getting a substantial boost because work was done to make that happen. I like if it's going to be just a resolution bump. That should be free because I mean, like that takes nothing, no effort at all. But for a lot of them, the Zelda upgrades are a little more substantial. They have the app integration stuff.
Yeah.
But then the ones that are like the Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that this is a full expansion that comes.
Yeah, Super Mario, the Bella Bella Park expansion to Mario Wonder, it's like Mario Wonder 2.
Yeah, I'm more okay with those in general because it is
but isn't it weird?
How much
to
does
an
that
already
cost?
complete game?
It's $20. And what's insane to me on the pricing, and I always hate talking about pricing because it's so subjective to each person, but
Well, it's different times too, because all games are now more expensive than they were just a couple of years ago.
But they're like way less expensive than they were in the early 90s. Like Donkey Kong Country was $100.
Yes, that's correct.
So pricing is weird, but what I think is even weirder is that like Animal Crossing's is $10 and it's just 4K. Mario Wonders is like a whole new game, but it's only $10 more than Animal Crossing. I'm like, what is this pricing
I don't
structure?
understand their pricing structure at all.
The structure is like doesn't relate to itself very well.
We were actually talking about this the other day, me and Ty were, that it sometimes feels like at Nintendo that like there's no internal conversations going on. It's like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. Yeah. So like the other day when I went to pick up Xenoblade, I was looking through the amiibos and I found one that I have kind of forgotten they were making, but I was excited to see, and so I picked it up. Was the Sidon amiibo from Tears of the Kingdom? And me and Ty were talking about it later because it's a really good model. The quality on it's great.
Yeah,
and
a lot of the newer amiibos have really good quality.
Yeah, and we were kind of lamenting that, like, man, you remember like when amiibos first launched, there were so many things that like it seemed like they could do with them, and now like. Basically, no games use them for anything other than like a tap and it unlocks something.
Yeah.
And like with Breath of the Wild, you had Wolf Link, which was great. It was literally based on how well you did in Twilight Princess. You got a stronger Wolf Link.
Yeah.
And then Smash Bros, you were like training the amiibos to fight in certain ways. It was actually saving data to the card.
Yeah.
And those cards can still save data. And yet it feels like no developer even knows when the amiibo is going to be made. They're like, oh, it'll unlock a little character in game, or it'll give you a cosmetic, and it's like, could you do that with a button? Yeah, you totally could. You could push one button.
It's usually stuff that's already in the game.
It's usually stuff that's already in the game.
Unlocks
but like
it early.
The like
Tears of the Kingdom did
fighters
that a lot,
in Smash Bros. And the Wolf Link, those aren't. You have to play another game, and it tracks what you did in that game to create the amiibo.
Yeah,
it saves it to the card. It's relevant. It doesn't feel like the right hand kind of knows what the left hand is doing there.
Yeah.
And it feels like the same thing is going on with pricing, is that like we're in a moment where like pricing is a big discussion point. And yet it feels like Nintendo like walks into the lobby of whatever game is being made. They like, have everybody draw straws, and whoever gets the shortest one is going to be the one to decide the price. Sometimes it's the lead developer and sometimes it's the janitor, and like it's just all over the place, and no one knows what the price of other things are going to be, and they're not coordinating.
They're the only company of their size that operates like it's just like four people in a shed, just like making
what do you
stuff.
Want to do?
Well, Nintendo, we've already established. These people.
Please tell us the thing that no one has established.
We've already established.
Right.
These money-grubbing goblins, they basically live under the bridge and charge you a toll, right? You get over there and they say...
To get back to your childhood.
You say, hey, right across, the bridge where you need to go, you want to play Donkey Kong, right? You want to see Donkey Kong's scary mouth, right? That's going to cost you about $100, right?
And frankly, I'd pay it.
And Devin pays the $100. He's like, I need the donkey mouth. And it frightens me. It frightens me.
That sentence was pretty scary.
That the willingness of Nintendo fans to be like, well, Donkey Kong Bonanza came out and it was $70, but then 20 minutes later they released a DLC that's $20, and I ate that slop right up.
I forgot that Bonanza...
I mean, it's awful.
I forgot for a second that the Donkey Kong game was Bonanza, so I thought you were just ad-libbing.
Yeah,
Donkey Kong Bonanza, Ringo Starr, Hula Hoop Darth Vader, right? I thought you were just like skinny bopping the rest of your regular sentence.
To be fair, Quintin does that.
Would have made more sense.
Yeah.
I probably, my next sentence will be.
Tell us down there in the comments, guys. What do you guys think of Nintendo Switch 2 editions?
Nintendo Switch 2 edition so far.
So far, all right.
Are you going to get the Mario Wonder one? We hope so.
I hope you don't.
So you play
don't get any of them.
But you know what? Who is some of the coolest, most reasonable people is our power-up pals that we are going to check on in Topic of the Week.
If you enjoy this here podcast and you'd like to get a little more involved, see some behind-the-scenes stuff, and even interact with us, you should become one of our power-up pals by going to patreon.com/powerupbros and becoming a patron.
Yeah, do it.
And then you become a power-up pal. And then you can put topics in the bag for us.
Right here on the show.
One of our
In fact,
Fun fact: if you're a Power Up pal, you actually live forever.
it's true.
Yeah, you
For
get
just
eternal-
Let me tell you
$5 a
something.
month.
If
But
you
had
want
to disprove it.
Which,
If,
by the way, we need to
excuse
announce,
me.
guys.
pardon
I'm
me.
sorry.
Excuse
I'm
me.
sorry. Go for
You
it.
dirty rat.
Go
you
for it.
dirty scoundrel. If you want to interact with me, send me a DM. And if you've gone to clown college, you can interact with me in some special ways. I'll buy you a nice salmon dinner, okay?
I don't think we can put this on the pod.
Wheel, deal, get the feel, all right?
We definitely can't put this on the pod.
I'll honk your nose and everything.
Let's switch to guys. We have a new
There's a
power
weird
up
cut right
pal.
there.
I know. Whoa, that
We
was so
haven't
weird.
excited
So weird. What happened to that segment?
I
No
don't
one
know.
will ever
yeah.
know.
No, we
You
have a
should
new
censor that with
power up
clown
pal.
noises.
His name. He's called Roxas11. Thanks for being our pal.
Roxas.
I wonder if he likes
11.
Kingdom Hearts.
Thank you,
I don't think
Roxas
so.
11.
There's no way to know.
way to know.
We don't try to get into their personal lives, Ty.
How many Organization 13 members are there? Maybe that's what it means.
More than you
11.
guess.
More than you think.
Harrison, reach your organized claw into the topic bag, the patron
Drum
topic
roll.
bag. Say some
Well,
stuff so that
yeah.
it goes to you.
Harrison, talk. We're
This
all going to
news-
shut up.
This new system is
Sucks.
we're working out the kinks, and we're gonna any
Me and-
second now.
Me
There
and
we
those
go.
clowns are going to work out the kinks, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, this one comes from Omega Omelet.
Yay! One of our buddies.
Just
One
a
of our
general
favorites.
question. Curious about everyone's PC specs and have they changed over the years?
Ooh.
Oh boy, have they?
When I got this topic from Omega, I'm amazed we've never talked about that.
I know. I'm
True.
a big PC gamer.
We all have vastly different.
I think
The
that's
funny
all
thing
I
is,
play
you
these
you would
days.
assume
Really?
that I'm mostly that we're on this podcast, a Nintendo gamer podcast that like YouTube has decided we are. But I'm actually mostly a PC gamer. I am a big Nintendo gamer, but most of the games I play are on PC.
It's real hard for me to be surrounded by all these PC gamers.
Filthy
Disgusting.
troglodytes. Yeah.
My response
disgusting.
is, "What are you, a cop? Why do you want to know my PC specs?"
That is
right.
that
he's
is
our he's our power up pal.
You are legally
Okay, well,
you are legally required to answer.
say
him.
well, if he must know, I run a 2080 Super with Ryzen 7 2700. I got those parts. I got the processor back in 2018, and I got the graphics card back in 2020, I think. So
What kind of monitor are you rocking?
it's a Asus. I don't know the exact model number, but it's a 165 hertz monitor, 1440p.
Nice.
Yeah.
IPS.
It's no, my battle system's very good.
Ty will have to explain what mine is because
Oh.
because he doesn't know what he's.
Quinn's
yeah.
gonna put us all to shame
Plus.
because he has infinite
Full
money.
plus.
I
He's unlocked the
do
infinite
have
money
That's
I
not
do
true.
have the infinite money
Um,
glitch.
Now,
My computer is like
I've a-
$5,000,
Fun-
which is stupid.
Fun fact: I built my computer when I
Mhm.
was in high school, in college, and I built it
the
myself.
same one?
And it's a ship of Theseus.
You got
right?
a direct
Oh.
continuity.
It has never. I've just taken out one part at a time and swapped it,
Hmm.
and so it has no original parts. In fact, every part has probably been replaced multiple times, but it has all this like continuity. It's all
Oh,
been.
that's cool.
I've never fully
didn't know that.
replaced it
Yeah.
ever, and so right now it has a Ryzen 7 5800X3D because I refused to upgrade to AM5 socket because RAM is
all should.
expensive.
Yeah.
You all
Mhm.
should.
I have a NVIDIA RTX 4080
Mhm.
because I was trying to get a 4090 and it didn't go well. Yeah, and I mostly use an LG C3 OLED TV, but I also have a Samsung OLED monitor.
What's the hertz on your monitor?
My monitor is 165 hertz and my TV's 120
Cool.
at 4K. And so
Ethan the
Years
wizard.
ago, I was working at a shredding company.
A shredding
A
company?
shredding
Oh yeah,
company.
a paper
They
shredder.
shredded paper.
That's
Now,
a thing.
mostly I
And
was
bodies.
a salesman,
Oh.
but sometimes I helped with the trucks and I helped them shred. And one of our specialties was our shredders were large enough and powerful enough to where they could shred hard drives. And so we would shred hard drives, and without fail, these companies would just hand us the rest of the computer to be disposed of. and we had a giant pile, literally a cardboard box that was an 8x8 cardboard box in the warehouse where we parked our trucks that was just computers. There was some just RAM laying around. There was mouses. There was keyboards, sometimes full stack computers. I would take so many of these computers home with me. Just piles of them.
That's where you got all those chips.
And boxes and boxes of computers.
Yeah.
And me and this guy and two of our other friends who were also, tech wizards, we just sat down and started going through every single chip in them, every single keyboard.
One of them had to work.
One of them had to work.
Fair.
Now, much like Ty was saying, I've also, replaced parts.
Yeah,
as I've
obviously,
gone
yeah.
on. So I think you bought my monitor for me recently.
I got you a monitor upgrade recently, and
Oh.
you recently upgraded your processor.
Yeah.
You got the 5700X 3D Ryzen 7, and then you have a 3070 graphics card and a 4K 144 hertz monitor. I think. I don't know the brand. I've forgotten it.
Now here's the thing, though.
Pretty cool.
It's a pretty good computer. It runs the Vidya games pretty well. I watch YouTube.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
Right.
On your phone.
In
the one
in the
3K.
browser.
But the one thing I have never replaced, that when I send a picture in the group chat later is going to horrify all of you,
Oh.
is my keyboard, which I did in fact pull out of a trash can almost 9 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
No, let's see. It was 10 solid years ago. I pulled that keyboard out of the trash can. It's an HP keyboard from an office. I believe it was a dentist.
There's a lot of drool on it or something?
You'll see. It's crusty.
I'll see in the group chat.
It is not a good looking keyboard. I have been offered others, but
it's
I get
been good to
offered
you.
them by my dumbest, most skibbity toilet pilled friends who insist on loud clanking mechanical keyboards that are obnoxious with LED
I do
lights.
love the mechanical
And I said,
keyboards.
no, thank you, dog. I'll stay down here in the trash, but you have fun over there in Cyberpunk with your loud keyboard.
Well, I have to say, that's a great transition because I have two computers. I have a Windows XP machine that I built that I also built out of the garbage.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of
Sensing a
PC.
theme.
There's a bunch of PC parts that were just thrown away that they were going to be recycled by a company, and I literally just took the best parts of them. Like it's a Dell Optiplex. It's like a Dell Optiplex. It was a Windows 7 machine, but then they threw out like a regular hard disk that was like, I think it was like 500 gigs, and then a 250 gig SSD, not the NVMe. It's still the SATA port,
Right.
SSD. But so I just installed. I just grabbed it. I was so lucky because the NVIDIA Quadro, they were throwing out a workstation, and the NVIDIA Quadro that is in the workstation is not really like a gaming. The Quadro is not a gaming graphics card. It doesn't hook up to your PSU. It just hooks into the PCIe slot and pulls power from there. It's designed to like output to a bunch of monitors because it's on a workstation, but it's like a Quadro from Windows 7 is like way more powerful enough to run any
Anything
XP.
on XP. Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, it's a Windows 7 card. There's no way that drivers is going to have XP drivers.
Yeah.
Do you know this model of NVIDIA Quadro was the last Quadro to receive XP drivers? They were really hard to find,
Lucky
but
son
I
of a
did
gun.
find them. So that's my garbage PC that I built out of the garbage.
Yeah.
And it is hooked up to my setup.
what's
My
the keyboard look like?
my keyboard is an 8-bit do NES
Got
inspired.
LED lights?
Did that? No.
No, but it is a mechanical.
It is mechanical,
keyboard.
but it's like
Very clacky.
it's their orange switches though, so it's not nearly as.
You know how many
clickety
times my
clack.
friends have gotten killed on Lethal Company because they're like, let me be quiet.
Well, that's just bad settings on their mic. You should
Yeah.
filter out all that garbage. Like
It's their fault for
easy.
playing Lethal Company.
Yeah, that's true. No, but my PC I think is the
Very
most
scary.
unique setup out of anybody. For years, My setup was just a Steam Deck. I just played off of a Steam Deck, docked it. But the Steam Deck really has shown its age lately, and Valve did me dirty. And they were all like, oh, you can get the eMMC 64 gigabytes. It'll be fine. It's not fine.
You can replace the parts.
It fills up all the time.
You can replace the part.
Oh, and they were like, oh, it's like a game console, but it's a PC. It's nothing like that. If I have to open it up, I'm just going to buy a PC, which I did. So my setup is I have an Asus ZenBook 14 that I don't know its specs like internally. I know it has 16 gigs of RAM and an Intel processor, but I'm not really
No
sure
idea what speed RAM it is.
It's DDR5.
Speed, but
Yeah, what speed is it?
it doesn't matter.
I
I
forget.
can look at it right now.
So
if
you
you want
don't-
to.
Actually,
Don't worry.
Harrison, we film on it too. That's
Don't
what I
even
bring
worry
over
about
here.
it, but
Harrison's
okay.
gonna bring it up, and he's gonna read off the exact specs. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't think of that, but in the gaming space, I recently switched to using my PC off of my Steam Deck because I bought a Sonnet box, breakaway box. It's basically like an external GPU housing, because I realized that laptop is great because it has two Thunderbolt 4 ports.
Yeah.
And so it has Thunderbolt obviously has the PCIe tunneling, so you can hook breakaway boxes up using Thunderbolt. And so I got the breakaway box, and then I got a really good deal on a Radeon 6650 XT. And I have had for a while an Acer Predator monitor. And you can tell Acer's not a company that speaks English very well, because literally it came with a card that was like, welcome to being a predator. And I was like,
I've gotten that card.
I don't think I want
you have to show
be,
this card to my
No,
neighbor.
that's-
Yeah,
Show
exactly
this
right.
card. You have to move now.
I didn't agree to join this
I got
club.
membership at a certain club, and that was actually they gave
That
me
was
a
what they
nice,
gave
a
you,
nice little
yeah.
welcome letter that said that.
No,
Now,
it's a 32-inch OLED monitor, 244 hertz. The only game I can run at 244 hertz is Risk of Rain 2, but man, it looks great at 244 hertz. So I've been really happy. I like when these two jokers got me into Elden Ring Night Rain, I was like, I don't know that my computer is gonna handle this game. It handles it great.
From soft.
Handles it great.
And good
Uh,
computers
So that's
are the
my
ones
gaming
that-
setup.
Okay.
A laptop, but then the Sonnet box is powering my.
So
gaming.
I have quite a story to tell you,
You don't really have
as
a
it
computer.
concerns.
We can just move on.
Let's
to
just
the
move
next
on
one.
to the next
Quinn
one.
So-
Quinn only plays on his Nintendo Switch 2 that he loves.
Yes, this is true. My favorite console. So when I was a child, Mom bought me a computer. Not
Right.
a child as a baby, but she bought me a computer when I was young.
Yeah.
And I always used her computer to play. I played Knights of the Old Republic. I would just play
Mhm.
that all the time. I played the second game, and I literally just started it over when I finished. So she bought me my own computer, but
Right.
it was this terrible. It was like the little mini tower Dell, like pre-built
Yeah, I remember
computer.
it. I think it's sitting up in that closet.
In,
I remember
in
playing StarCraft
shambles.
2 on that.
And
Yeah.
I played StarCraft and I played KOTOR because I replayed that game constantly. So I played some games, but it was really, really terrible. You know, you'd have to like basically put everything, even like really crappy games, you'd have to put on the lowest settings.
Yeah.
I moved after having it for years and years. I moved and it just broke. Shut down. No idea why. There wasn't anything rattling.
When you moved here to this
Yeah.
area? Oh.
And me and Ty, we tried to fix it.
Hmm.
Completely dead. And because it was this pre-packaged, specially
like a
designed,
Dell,
it was
right?
it was a Dell
Everything
Mini
was
Tower.
proprietary.
And it was all
Yeah.
proprietary. It's this super compact, just hard to work with. It was like almost like working with a Mac. Not
Yeah,
that
yeah.
bad, but almost like
Yeah,
working with a Mac.
replacement parts were going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So I was really down in the dumps. And a friend was like, well, you know what? I know a guy. I'm friends with a guy who he has a computer that I built for him, but he doesn't use it, even though I built it for him.
Yeah, I remember.
And he was
that.
like, and I know where they keep the spare key. And he was like, I know when they're going to be gone.
I forgot about
And so
this.
in the middle of the night,
So funny.
he and I drove to this. We drove
I
to
wish
this.
this was a joke.
I wish this
drove
was
this-
kidding, but it's
So
not.
this-
I
was this
remember
under
was
this.
the house that you got this from? This is before he lived in our podcast recording
Yeah,
area.
our old,
Okay.
yeah.
So we went to this person's house,
Mhm.
and we went to this person's house under the cover of darkness.
Yep.
and he used the spare key, and we went into his house and we walked around, and it was the scariest house I've ever been in. There was like a baby doll in the foyer, like in a crib, right? And it was just crazy. It was all this sick stuff. It was really scary and dusty in there. And we went into his room. His room was a nightmare. I mean, you get tetanus just looking
sorry
at
he
this
didn't
place.
clean up. He wasn't expecting visitors.
He wasn't expecting a break-in.
I broke into this. I do like this idea.
I mean-
I broke into this dude's house and it was a mess.
It was a mess in
awful.
there.
He really should have cleaned it up.
Really,
But
I gotta go home, guys. There's a break. I really need to go clean up my house.
Well,
Yeah.
this is a significant
You
detail.
never know.
The significant detail is that it was such a mess that we had to clean up a bit to find the computer.
You cleaned his room.
Well, because we had to like get to it.
That was nice
It
of
was under
you.
piles of
You're a
stuff.
much nicer thief than
We got to the
most.
computer and we're like pulling it, we pull it out and it's all there. And he's like, okay, perfect. And he's like, all right, let's get out of here. And he looks at his phone. He's like, my phone is dying. Right. And there was a phone cord plugged up. And so I stole his phone cord. So long story short, we clept the computer and we left. Right.
Yeah.
And we drove away. And of course, the thing is that, the computer was under piles of garbage, so he didn't notice the computer being gone.
Right.
Right? It was
Probably
no big
still
deal.
doesn't.
But he eventually noticed that the charger was gone, and so he knew something was up.
Wow. So he noticed
Yeah.
the phone. I
Gave
get
yourself away, it's always
You'd
a
use
little
it
clean
more.
in here. Someone cleaned up in
Yeah, I
here.
know. It's
My
always the little
Monster Energy
things.
cans are gone.
Why does it not smell like my usual must?
Yeah. What
So,
is
but
this?
it was a pretty bad computer, but
Right.
it was what I had, and I finally could start playing games on my.
Do you
computer
still
again.
have that case?
No, I sold it.
Oh, okay.
But for a long time, I had that, and it was really crappy. But I kept that case, and I kept replacing parts, and it became a pretty good computer.
Yeah.
Kind of mid-range, and and as time went on, it just kept getting better and better. Okay, and so now we move on to where I have it now. So there's a direct continuity between the computer that we commit an act of theft to get our hands on
Right.
without consent from the person, of course, who
Yes.
Legally owned the computer.
Yes.
And also, it was technically unlawful entering because we used their home key without
Not
telling any
technically.
people.
All of this.
It was
I
like,
know.
it was like technically, but I was just
I'm sending this to the Virginia State Police.
I was
so
just
you
an
know.
accessory. I
Yeah.
was just there. I think
What?
I need a harsher.
You're the one who kept
He
the
needs the
stolen
hard-
item.
It was a gift.
I was about to say this friend who gave you a computer for free.
So-
You're gonna throw him under the
Yeah.
bus.
So
So what's your current setup?
my current setup, I have
Now that you've incriminated yourself.
I have 64 gigs of 3600 RAM. I have. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't. I have 128 gigs. It's 2 sticks of 64, I think. So 128 gigs of RAM, I think. I'd have to look.
64
but
and
I
64
think
is
it's
128.
64 sticks.
You're a
but it's,
millionaire.
Are
But
you running the
this is
Iron
old.
Dome for Israel?
No,
like
what's
that?
crazy
what,
is, so
what
I
else do you-
believe-
He
If I'm-
has this to run Gex.
Yeah.
Keep that in
I was
mind.
saying,
Keep
I
this in
have-
mind. This is
so-
just to run Gex.
so I have-
Right.
I have
this is
2
an
sticks
This
of-
is an entire country's
60
defense budget
Yeah.
that he spent on his
So it's
computer.
2 sticks of
Right.
3600 64 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
So that's 128 gigs of RAM. Okay.
I'm not going to dox Quintin, but I want you to think, as he's describing all this, think of where he lives.
Think of it.
Yeah, I know.
Think of all of that.
You better hope nobody who lives
Little-
near you is
It's a
watching
little
this.
thing called budgeting, okay? I have a 4080 Super as my graphics card.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then I have a Ryzen 7 5800 X3D, and it
Okay.
was the latest generation, which I think is the Zen 3 was the latest gen of
Okay.
that model, and that is still an AM4. I never upgraded to an AM5, even though maybe I will eventually.
Because
Yeah.
get
And then-
128 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. All right,
Wait, I need it.
that's the GDP
I
of the
need it.
United States.
You
What? I
literally
need
can't use all of
I
it.
need it.
How am I supposed to
His
play
way
Flappy
of-
Bird without it?
I play Spelunky, and it's important that I can play it as perfectly as possible.
Right.
Okay.
Because Quintin is rendering 4-dimensional objects at
Yeah.
all times
What do you
and projecting them
and
It
onto
turns out the Large Hadron Collider runs entirely
Yes.
inside his computer.
and
the
then,
local Jefferson lab that's powered
Yeah.
by the
they have
yeah,
an accelerator. A
particle
particle
accelerator.
accelerator powers my computer.
yeah.
So I use a 60 hertz OLED TV because I don't tend to run things at a higher frame rate. I don't play competitive games anymore. I used to have a very nice monitor that I gave away that was very high frame rate, 144 frames, and was a nice curved monitor. But
I'm the
low latency.
I've had I can't believe I'm the only person here who's broke past 200 frames on a monitor.
Yeah, my highest was 144, but then
to be fair, mine I only recently got to use that because it's a 244 hertz monitor, but only the display port can do that.
See, some of us are spending our money on actual computer components instead of crazy monitors.
That's
and
insane.
breakaway boxes.
That's insane.
Right. Well, and I mean, it's a nice TV. It's just, because I love OLEDs and I mostly play cinematic games.
That's what's really funny.
You also have a Sony Trinitron.
I do have
TV that you run your computer on.
I do have a near mint condition Sony Trinitron.
It is really nice. Yeah.
Well, and I also
isn't it a 32-inch?
I have a 32-inch, and then I also have let me think. I have
you have a smaller one.
I have a PMV, an almost new PMV.
Really?
Yeah, and that's incredible. That one's unreal. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. The only other things, I do have a Be Quiet case as well as full Be Quiet fans.
Nice.
And I don't even remember what it is, but
is your card the one we de-shrouded?
Or
have you upgraded since
No,
then?
I've upgraded since then. That was previous one. And then this is the only other point I'm going to make about the build. The power supply, I forget what it is, but I remember me and Ty were installing it together. I was like, "Hey, I'm upgrading my computer a little bit. Let's work on it, because that's how we bond. It's the only thing we have in common." And I was like, "Okay." And then I showed him the power supply I had, and he was like, "Why'd you buy this?" He was like, "Are you gonna run your room off of this?"
It was a thermonuclear reactor.
It was the highest, the power supply with the biggest number that I could buy on the site, and I don't even remember what it was.
I believe it.
So that's my computer setup.
Nice.
And I do love playing Gex on there.
Yeah.
It's great. It emulates
Gex
honestly,
very well. my breakaway box and 6650 is like more than I could ever possibly use. I'm not if
I haven't really run into problems with mine either.
No.
My computer is actively falling apart.
There is a point of diminishing returns.
I have run into so many problems with my computer. We basically fight every day like a marriage that's gone sour, but the love making is still good. Where it's like the performance is incredible, but we just do not get along.
Yeah, you just fight.
It's a rough situation.
Bad analogy. Omega, good question.
That is a really good. Wait.
Finding out about.
Did Harrison say what his specs were?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't really talk. It was a computer that I built back in 2016, and it's been a computer that I've slowly upgraded. I built it originally with money that I got from a graduation party when I graduated high school. Before then, my computer was a Sony Vaio laptop that I tried to run Minecraft on, and that sucker would burn my legs so much because of how hot it would get in my lap.
In college, I had a I don't even remember, I think it was a Toshiba, and it would do the same thing. Like, I'd be working on something, and I'd be like, all of a sudden, I'm like, man, I'm burning up. And it was just because that laptop was...
I had one of those Intel notebook mouse nub in.
It's
impossible to use.
Yeah,
I used that for all of college.
IMB made a lot of those.
I took it a fan on it broke, and so it would just constantly overheat and then power off. And so I took it to this repair shop, and the guy, when I handed it to the guy, I knew it was over. He looked so drained of life when he took it. Just, we'll see what we can do. They just drilled into it.
They drilled straight through the
motherboard.
Why?
And they fixed a fan to it.
Yeah, that's wild. It did turn on, but
the fan turned on just fine. But the
rest of it
going through the motherboard.
Me and a friend used to do some things like very similar, innovative things with computers we'd make, and we called it ghetto rigging, right? Because it was just sort of like you just work with what you've got, and most of it's stolen.
Honestly, my goal in my setup is to just be able to use switchers so that I never have to move anything. So I have I counted it up the other day to that going to that one monitor, which mind you only has technically 4 ports. It has 2 HDMI, a display, and then a USB-C. I think I have, like, let me count them. I have my Windows XP machine. I have my Steam Deck. I have my laptop and breakaway box. I have my Switch 2, my Switch 1. I have my GameCube, my N64, my Dreamcast, my PlayStation 2, my Wii, my Wii U, and a VCR all hooked up to it.
Wow,
So I have
okay.
12 devices. I just push a button and it switches to them. If you've ever seen any of our shorts, that like gaming kind of theme room, that's my office that you're looking at. So.
My computer gets a little bit warm.
Yeah.
It does get a little bit hot, but it has, so Ty knows this very well, it has so many fans, and the heat sink on it is
Ridiculous.
gigantic. The heat sink and fans on the graphics card are also huge. But
No.
the heat sink is about that long,
Right.
okay, and about that thick.
Well,
And it
when the
has
city
fans on
calls
each
you
one.
because power's gone out and they need you to support
There
it.
Now
are-
I'm
Why?
now I know why the electric
There-
bill has been so high lately.
Yeah.
That
It-
explains it.
It has
Yeah.
4 fans on the case, and then, of course, it has 4 fans on the graphics card.
Great. Well,
So-
Omega, if you want to, tell us your PC build down in
Please
there in the
do.
comments, and
Yeah.
we'll pin it. You know
Yeah.
why we'll pin it? Because he's our Power Up pal. And you can be too if you go to patreon.com/powerup.
And once again, thank you,
Thank you.
Roxas11.
Thanks, Roxas11, for being our pal.
Very creative
Guys,
name,
if you're still here
Roxas11.
with us, thanks for being
Glad.
here. This is an exciting time for us. We've got multi-tap chat. We got new stuff coming.
I don't know what that is.
And yeah, Quintin's not a part
I
of
have
it.
never
now
been
is
on
the
one of
best
those
time to get on the Patreon because there's a real funny.
We got
outtakes.
we got outtakes
about
coming.
to go
we
up
got all
on that
kinds of
Patreon.
stuff. So
and do
Put on up
something.
there.
I'd pay to see him again.
Me and Quinn recorded a Let's Play. Probably like more than half of it is going to have to be
I'm about to
on
say
the-
most of it's gonna have to be on there.
Yeah.
But
Very excited.
see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
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 Yeah.